Hello everyone and welcome to the hands-on demo on Amazon Elastic File System, Amazon EFS. So in this demo, we will create a VPC with public subnets. We will launch EC2 instances in different availability zones, and there will be two availability zones and there will be one public subnet in each availability zone, and there will be one EC2 instances in both these two public subnets. We will create and configure Amazon EFS file system. We will mount the EFS file system on both the EC2 instances. Then we will test a file. We will test file sharing between the two instances by creating a file and making sure that we can read from the other instance and vice versa. Then finally we will clean up all the resources. So this is how the demo overview looks like. So we have two EC2 instances. They are both in a different subnet. They are sharing the same EFS file system, and they should be able to share the file which is created on the EFS file system. So it should be bidirectional. So this can create and this should be able to read. If this creates, this should be able to read. And EFS is a VPC level service, so that's why it is residing here. And EC2 will be part of a subnet which will be part of a single availability zone. So first step is to create a VPC, and this will be my name of the VPC, EFS demo VPC. So I'll copy the name. I have logged into AWS console home. I will search for VPC. So click VPC, create VPC, so I'll give this name, and CIDR block is default, 2 availability zones, 2 public subnet, 0 private subnets, NAT gateways none, VPC endpoints none, DNS options default. Create VPC. View VPC. So we have done all these settings. Now I will launch my first EC2 instance, and I'll copy the name. Search for EC2. Open link in a new tab. Launch instance. Paste the name. Amazon Linux T2 Micro. Create new key pair. So I'll copy the name from the demo, EFS demo key pair. Paste. I'll save it to desktop. So this is important, network settings. So here, make sure you change from the default VPC to our custom VPC. Make sure you select the first subnet. Auto assign should be enabled. Create security group, launch wizard 1, which is fine. First security group rule is fine, and you have to add one more. And this will be custom TCP, and source type will be NFS. Sorry, here custom TCP. And you have to just type in NFS and select NFS. NFS communicates over protocol to port number 2049. So NFS is a protocol which is communicating on 2049 port, and source type will be custom, and add a CIDR block which is a VPC CIDR block. So I'll say 10.10, so it shows up. Pick this value, and that's all. Rest all settings are fine, and click launch instance. So we have done all this, and this was the 2 important change. SSH was fine. I just added NFS protocol. Now I will launch the second instance. So I'll copy the name. So I'll open this in a new tab and launch instance. Paste the name, Amazon Linux T2 Micro, key pair login. So I can select the one which I have just created, and here make sure you change the VPC to our custom VPC. And important thing is, make sure you pick the second subnet which is in the second AZ. Auto assign public IP enable, And in this case, because we have already created the security group, all you have to do is pick the one which we have created, Launch Wizard 1. Rest all settings are fine. Click on Launch Instance. So we have done this setting and we have selected the existing security group. Now I will be creating the EFS file system. So I'll search for EFS. Open this in a new tab. So I'll copy the name and make sure you select the right VPC, not the default VPC. Create file system. Paste. Choose the custom VPC. Create. So this is getting created. I will have to modify a few settings. So click, so automatic backups is disabled. So let me just check. So automatic backup should be unchecked. So I'll click edit. So uncheck enable automatic backups. And file system protection, you can also disable that. Save changes, and those two settings are fine. One more thing, this EFS will be in a different default security group of the custom VPC, so I have to add this particular rule NFS for the communication to take place. So if I go to the EFS demo file system, under the network tab, it is under under monitoring. So it is still creating. So now it's available and the security group is default. So if I come here and just expand that, so I will open this in a new tab. So I'll just make sure I find the right name. So it is ending with 5265C. So this is the end 65C, and which is this one. This default security group is part of the our custom VPC. Okay, so yeah, so it's 626 and 526. So I just wanted to make sure this is 5265C. So 5265C, right? So what I need to do is inbound rules, and just make sure you add the NFS rule. So just click here, NFS, and select, just type in 1016. So this will be part of the whole VPC. This should be allowed so that your EC2 instances and all should be able to communicate. So what is we are doing, EC2 should be able to allow to reach to this NFS endpoint. So we are saying all communication on this VPC should be allowed for the inbound. Click on save rules. So if I check out now, so this NFS is allowed now. Now you will be able to see all the mount command on by clicking the attach. So if I go to EFS object, click on attach. So it will give you what commands you need to run to mount your EFS file system onto your EC2. So I go to the first EC2 now. So this is the first tab, EC2 instances. So I pick the first one and select this, connect, EC2 instance connect, and connect. So first I have to install this EFS utils. So basically EFS utils is a EFS client which will talk to your EFS file system. So I'll paste it. I'll just zoom in, and I think this should be fine. So I'm installing the EFS client. Okay, so this is installed. So I have to do this same on the second one also. So I go to EC2 running and instances. So it has zoomed in a bit. So I'll just get it. Okay. So EFS demo instance. So this is from old, just testing it out. So I'll just select the running one. Connect. So I'll paste the same command. So this is getting installed. Next is create a folder or a directory on your machine. So I'm just creating this with this particular name. The name can be anything. So I'll copy it and go to the first one, paste, and do the same on the second one. Next is to mount using this particular command. So sudo mount and I just will have to put the name file system ID. So what you can do the best is to go to EFS and take the command from here, and just you have to put /EFS before. So click here. So this is the whole command. Go to the first machine, paste, and just put a slash. So mount is successful, no error. I have to do the same on the second machine. So successful mount. You can run this command to verify. So it is mounted here, and same can be done on the second machine. So this we have just verifying, and you can run this particular command also. This should give you the mount point. So it is saying it is tied to this particular endpoint. Next, I will be just creating a file on the mount point /EFS. So this is just echoing or just writing this out to this particular file. So I paste the command, and this is written to this particular file. Now what I can do is I'll come back to it, and on the second machine I can verify. So I go to the second machine. So this is hello from instance 1, but I can see on the second machine. Now the second machine can write this command, and first machine should be able to read. So this is a different file, test file 2. And if I go back to the first machine, if I paste, this is hello from instance 2. So they are both sharing the same underlying file system, which is mounted on /EFS. So we have tested, and now I'll just clean up all the resources. So terminate EC2 instances. So I'll just refresh and select both of it, instance state, terminate. So let me see if it is terminated. So it is getting shut down. Next is I can delete the EFS file system. So click on delete. So I have to enter the whole ID. So I'll copy it, confirm. So it is deleting the mounting targets. So I'll just refresh. So let it delete and let me see what. Next is I can delete the VPC. So I go to the VPC, actions, delete VPC. So these two instances are still getting deleted. So I'll delete some other. So I'll close this tab and close this tab. So while it is getting deleted, I can delete the key pairs. Delete and type in. So key pair is deleted. Let me check now. Actions, delete. Let me check out the instances. So it's still shutting down, and so EFS is deleted. So I can close this tab. And security groups is okay. This is part of VPC, so it will get deleted. So there is only one available now. Okay. And so let me try now. So all terminated. Now it should be fine. Delete VPC and type delete. So you will see it is able to delete all these things. There's only network interfaces which I'll be trying out after few minutes, which should be fine. And that's all. Thanks for watching.